She took one look at the chaos, pulled Vance aside for a whispered scolding, and then turned to me with a fake practice smile. Mr. Sterling, let's go to my office. We don't need to do this in front of everyone. It's bad for the school's image. I didn't move. I shook the medical files in her face. Dean Gable, I'm not here for a chat. I'm here for justice. Mr. Vance publicly accused my son of being a criminal in front of his peers. He's been spreading rumors that have caused my son severe emotional trauma. I want a formal response from the school. The dean's smile faltered. She quickly ushered me into her private office and shut the door. She set a paper cup of water in front of me and sighed, looking like the weight of the world was on her shoulders. Mr. Sterling, I want to apologize on behalf of Mr. Vance. What he said was completely inappropriate. It doesn't represent our values, and we will be disciplining him. I stared at her, waiting for the but. Sure enough, her tone shifted to one of pity. But you have to understand, Mr. Vance has a difficult life. He grew up in a trailer park, worked 3 jobs to get through college, and he's still buried in student loans. He's only been with us for 6 months. He's young, he's stressed, and he made a mistake. It wasn't malicious. I frowned and cut her off. Dean Gable, I don't care if he grew up in a palace or a ditch. That doesn't give him the right to bully my son. His student loans aren't my problem. My son's mental health is. She waved her hands dismissively, her expression growing more strained. That's not what I mean. He's just under immense pressure. The elite track is our pride and joy. He's desperate for these kids to succeed, and he lost his filter. He knows he messed up. I already scolded him. He won't target Leo again, I promise. She leaned in closer, lowering her voice. Mr. Sterling, the high school placement exams are only 2 months away. Leo is a top student. If you make a huge deal out of this, it'll disrupt his studies. Is a lawsuit worth ruining his chances at a top prep school? As parents, we have to do what's best for the kids, right? That was my weak spot. She knew it. The fire in my chest dimmed slightly. Leo had worked so hard for this. He spent every night studying until his eyes turned red. If I forced a change now, all that effort might go to waste. I sat in silence for a long time before looking her in the eye. I won't press charges, but I have conditions. Vance needs to give my son a formal, sincere apology in front of me, and from this moment on, he is never to mention this again, or target Leo in any way. If he slips up even once, I don't care if it's the day before the exams. I will sue him and this school into the ground. Dean Gable nodded vigorously, relieved. Of course, that's perfectly fair. I'll bring him in right now. He won't step out of line again. A few minutes later, Vance walked in. His eyes were puffy, and my handprint was still visible on his cheek. He muttered a half-hearted apology. I could tell he was seething inside, but I let it go for Leo's sake. I went home and told Leo the news. I told him the teacher apologized, and that no one would bother him anymore. Leo didn't say much. He just nodded and hugged my arm for a long time. I thought the nightmare was over. I was wrong. The next month was strangely quiet. Leo seemed a bit pale, but he went to school every day and did his homework every night. He looked like his usual self. I figured he was just still recovering from the surgery, so I made sure he was eating well. One morning, I was driving past the school during their outdoor gym block. I slowed down, thinking Leo should be in the library since I had provided a medical exemption for physical activity. But then, over the sound of the school's whistle, I heard a chorus of cruel laughter and my son's name. Hey Leo, why are you stopping? Did you get beat up by your gang again? Are you too weak to run a lap? We're out here sweating while he gets a free pass. Life must be nice when you're a special little snowflake. His dad probably bought that medical note. He's got enough money to pay off the doctors and the school. Whatever. Mr. Vance told us his dad is just some boy toy for a rich sugar mommy. Leo's probably just a mistake nobody wanted. I looked through the fence and saw Leo. He was white as a sheet, clutching his stomach. Suddenly he collapsed onto the track. Not a single student stopped to help. They just laughed and ran around him, hurling insults as they passed. Blood rushed to my head. I slammed on the brakes, threw the car into park, and sprinted toward the field.